It's a fantastic day today. Why? Because I have three calls that I'm going to take you through. I got one coming up here in just a few minutes of a sales team call that we're going to be throwing some gems at you, some gems, some absolute heaters your way. Okay? Just sauce. Pure sauce. All right? You can listen in on what it sounds like to actually grow a sales team and how to keep them firing on all cylinders. That's the first thing. The second thing is I have a couple other calls today that basically have to do with people wanting to work with me directly, and I'll see if it's a fit. I'm not too sure yet. Okay? Not too sure yet, but we're about to find out. And then we got to do some outreach, do a little bit of work. You'll get that. Maybe I'll showcase a little bit of that. And then we're going to the gym because it is chest day. All right? Absolutely love a good chest day. Good pump, incline, decline. Although the decline might not be able to happen because the Smith machine is broken at the gym. That sucks. But we still got to get it in, so we'll figure it out. But looking forward to that. So let's get after it. I just wanted to dive into some questions, but I know primary topic that I want to discuss right off the bat was for Cornelius. I know you had a call that you probably wanted some feedback on, so I'm definitely happy to dive in and help you out. So give me a rundown.
Yes. Director or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of pain immediately, but I wasn't quite sure how to get them to schedule an appointment on the call.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a recording of that, and another one. I do have an appointment with her at 2:00 Central Time later, but more like discovery. But I don't know if I can just share the recording and you tell me what's wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
To come in and fix. Although we're just finding that the issues were probably much larger than what I think the board originally anticipated. So we are in a super tight spot right now.
Yeah, 100%. Again, I know it's a hard time at the moment, especially with all the stuff going on in the economy and stuff. So just for context, why I'm actually calling. So we're specifically helping non-profit organizations.
Okay, cool. So I like the transition and just acknowledging, obviously, her pain and stuff like that. That's definitely good. Personally, what I would do is address, she said tight spot twice, and she said issues, right? But that's very surface level. I don't actually know what that means, right, specifically. Because when you get the specifics, that's what we're going to use later down the line to convert them, right, to the next stage, right? So what I typically would do, right, and this would just come before giving them context to what we handle. For example, if they go we're just in a tight spot right now, I'd be like, yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, it seems like there's definitely some tight spots for a few of the organizations that we spoke to. I guess when you say tight spot and issues, what does that mean for your organization specifically? Right? Get them to tell you exactly what they're struggling with. Right? I mean, does it mean capacity meeting their team? Does it mean, is it a financial smokescreen? Right? These are things these are going to be common themes that you're going to see. This happens in B2B widespread. It doesn't even matter the industry. They'll say these things, right? But in this case, we're still going to want to and you don't have to address it right then and there because you're going to go into pre-qualifying them. You can kind of address it throughout that part of the call where you're asking them those questions, right? You can kind of bring it back up. So when they say we're not at capacity, I'm writing that down in my notes like I literally am right now, right? I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. We're not at capacity. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to bring that back up. You know what I mean? So, yeah quit. Those are the things you want to be listening for when you're going throughout this. But, yeah, it's a good transition. I try to keep it a little bit, keep it light, you know what I mean? I always go, one of the words that we talked about the other day was the word but, remember? So I try to eliminate that, and I would just go, yeah, absolutely. So what I can do before we even consider anything moving forward, I'm not actually too sure if I can help you out yet, Kate, but or I would say but, it's habitual. Why don't we I got a couple questions to make sure that we are in alignment. Mind if I just ask them super quickly before we hop off here? Sure. Right? Boom. Right? Establish your authority, right? Make sure they see you as the expert, right? So good job. But I like the transition. Good tonality again. Good job.
Okay, so keep it more like a proper conversation, like a proper sales call,
Yeah.
like a discovery call, and less than like a interview on the phone, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it as
Okay.
natural as possible, right? Because they're right now she's in that pain. We kind of want to keep her there for a little bit and just remind her like
Yeah.
kind of what she's going through, and then let her pull from that.
Currently, right now, we're roughly about a 2.3 million dollar organization.
They have money,
Yeah.
right?
I did get that bit wrong. I wasn't sure if she's now talking about the funding that they want to get, or like later she cleared up it's the money they have actually to operate with.
So
And I couldn't really.
the way she worded it, and you can get clarification on this too. There's no problem with that if you just repeat back to her. Oh, so currently you guys are at a 2.3 million dollar, like your company as a whole currently. That's what I heard. She said currently we're at 2.3 million. I hear that they can afford this service.
Yeah.
Check the information that you need, and then given that it's a good fit, which judging from what we've heard, yes, definitely, pass on to Brenda. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other
Should
questions
I
on
just
that?
send that email from my email anyway, or no? Not at all.
You could just send my Calendly link.
Yeah. I mean,
or your
You know,
Calendly
I might
link.
just gonna ring her later and be like, look, I don't know, maybe I wrote that wrong down. I couldn't. The email came back, bounced back.
yeah. You
You
can.
can text her.
You could. Yeah. I was gonna say. Like you could text her. You could send a text. Hey Kate, it's Cornelius. We chatted earlier.
You should say, please send me over the email of the lady you want me to get in contact with, and then just discover that lady, and then maybe book a call with both of them later on.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I got the email from Katie, like
Okay.
the right one,
Okay.
but not from the board member or whatever.
Next time she's available, because given that you call the next person, just get them both on the call. You call the next person and be like, hey, I was speaking to Kate Johnson. Oh, yeah, Kate, yeah, Mary, speaking of Kate, she mentioned that you'd be the best person to chat about adding that 250,000 revenue added or funding goal that you guys had this year. Do I have that correct? Oh, yeah, she told you about the revenue goal. Yeah, we're chatting about that. I just wanted to ask a couple quick questions. You're not going to go like too deep because again the goal is just get them both coordinated on the call that you get them on Zoom, right? We got them. We just got to get them both on, right? So at that point you maybe ask a couple questions, be like, okay, cool. So Kate told me that she's open for a call with myself, you, and her, or not myself. Sorry, Brenda. That's where you're going to transition. With my advisor Brenda and yourself and Kate on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I just wanted to confirm that you'd be able to make that, right? And at that point, right, then you're booking in. We're getting all the decision makers in. We want to make sure that everybody's in there, right? So I kept in some of the gems that made the most sense. I'm not trying to make this too long because it was an hour-long call. But sales, once you get the fundamentals right, can pay you for a lifetime. It's just about how you communicate. Your tonality, your authority in the communication, the questions that you ask. If you can get those things right, you'll be good in business. That's one of the aspects, but you got to learn sales. And I used to avoid sales, man. Like, I just had a negative mindset around it. And then when I started getting into it, I remember before I get into a sales call like a few years ago, I'd be sweating before. I was just nervous to talk to somebody and pitch them a couple grand in my service. And I'd have to like change my shirt either after the meeting or even before I even hopped onto it. I was just sweating so much out of just pure nervousness. But once you settle down, just be even, be detached from the sale. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the outcome. You're just trying to see if you can even provide somebody a solution. That's when sales becomes that much more of a game. It's fun, and people actually will prefer to work with you when you're just trying to solve their problem. Just stop thinking about everything else. Just see if you can give them a solution that they need, and you know you can actually help them. If you can't help them, don't even push them through, because that at that point it's just like unethical, and we're wasting time, and sometimes you're wasting people's money. So don't do that. But yeah, I got a couple calls coming up here, but I am going to do a video sales letter review for one of our clients. We scripted everything out, had it filmed. The editor just sent it back, so I'm going to do that. Couple calls, then I am starving, okay? key element with me is that I gotta get some food in me midday, all right? Because I don't really eat breakfast, but we're gonna get some food after. I guess I wanted to kind of learn where you guys were at to see maybe if there was a way I could kind of help implement some of these systems that I sent over. I don't know if you guys did both of you watch the video I sent over?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys have been doing this for a few years now. What have you scaled it to? Like, I'm just curious with how many members, like what have you scaled it to?
The goal was to get 100K on Twitter, and we got it already. So now we're just gonna think about Instagram, like grow until 50K.
Like revenue for the company, like you guys are hovering around like 30, 35K, 37. Like, did you guys have an idea as, want to scale it to 50, 100? Like, did you guys have an idea as to what that would look like?
Yeah, the problem is like we want it. The more members, the more money. But the problem is like it's just so hard to maintain, because to be honest, the end is always gambling. So if because I do the bet, so if I'm doing bad like a week, I'm gonna lose a lot of members. So it's hard. It's even hard to find new members when you only lose.
So I just got done the calls that I've been doing for the day. So I have all the time for the rest of the day to work, and I'm basically halfway through my day. And the calls that I did have with potential prospects that were inquiring to work with me, they don't seem like that good of a fit. They seem a little new to the business world, and they're people that are just looking for growth within their own businesses. And I'm also seeing that their revenue is very volatile. So they would have like $30,000, $37,000 months, and then drops down probably below like 10K or even like 5K. And it's just doing this volatility within their business that it's a lot of work to handle for what I'm going to do. So essentially, if you already have some steady growth or you've been kind of stagnant, that's kind of where I come in and really help ramp things up with the marketing and processes and all that stuff. That's different. But if you're like super volatile, there's something else going on where it's like that might be an internal issue in their business that they got to deal with. So I tend to stay away from that type of volatility because it probably just means that they got something else that they got to sort out on their side. So not the best fit for me, but right now I am about to go out in this cold city and go get some food because I am needing it. It's time to refuel. It's time to get it going, and it's just so cold. You guys probably can't even see. The lake is frozen. That's all the lake all here. Like out there's good, but in here is frozen because of how cold it is right now. And I'm about to go out there. I need to get to Florida. I have entrepreneurial friends that have moved from here to Florida, so I think I got to get to Florida because it's the sun, it's the warmth, it's the heat. It's better for you overall. Sun on your skin. It's gray majority of my days here. Too cold. So I think that might have to be a play. It might have to be a goal. Split life living. No? Freedom. That's what we're in it for. Travel. Options. Just move wherever you want. I could do it now, but I'm just in my element here. And I actually really do love my condo. And I've been building here for the last almost 3 years, so 2 and a bit. It's coming up in 3 years this February 9th to be exact. But yeah, I mean, I will have that situation soon where it's like having more than one place because I like to move around. I do enjoy traveling, and I think it'd just be nice to have, especially in the wintertime when up north it's cold, it's damp, you feel it in your bones. The wind coming off the lake is horrendous. So yeah, that's a goal. All right, so I just got done the edits for my client's VSL. As you can see, video, scripting. Well, I didn't do the edits. I just went back and added some little tweaks for the editor to make because the editor makes the edits. Duh. But as you can see, I'll just zoom in a little bit here. As you can tell, got all of the emphasis that we need here, just different points throughout the script we need changed. And the video to be edited properly here. As you can see, there's some stock footage. The client talking. Looks good so far. So, yeah. So far, so good. Looks pretty solid. And it's turning out to be good. So I'm pretty happy with it. Just some stuff that I added here for the editor. But other than that, we're on the right track. So if you put out a banger VSL and you know how to do VSLs, I know guys that have made a lot of money just by having the right marketing message to the right audience. They see that VSL and they're like, this is for me. So anyways, I like writing them. They're pretty standard, but you get to be creative with them, especially if you have a good editor to make them look cool. It's solid, super solid. So I'm gonna submit this to the editor and then probably gonna go to the gym really shortly, hit chest. All right, we're about to go hit a massive PR right now, chest day. Yeah, I'm kidding. I don't do any PRs or any I don't power lift to hit PRs or any of that stuff. I don't do that because why would I? I understand pushing yourself in the gym and whatnot, but my theory is that unless you're competing and you're actually trying to go into these competitions, stressing your body out with 400-pound squats and deadlifts and all this stuff is just, it's not for me. Nasty Camaro. So instead of me trying to ruin my joints for when I get older, again, because I'm not competing, I like to train for the aesthetic and the growth that I do get. So we're just gonna go pump big weight, but we're not gonna do anything too crazy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It can get pretty loud, and right now it's basketball night, so the boys are going at it. Let's do a little bit of a warm up. Chest flies. The funniest thing too, I feel more productive with the camera for some reason, which is very odd because for the longest time I put off filming because I felt like it would take away from me doing more of my tasks that I would do on a daily basis. But the funny thing is that I'm filming more of my tasks on a daily basis. Not everything. Some things I don't get, but most things now. I don't know, just keeps me on track. So I actually really like it, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of what I've always wanted to do. I've been documenting. I'm just gonna continue to document. You know what's crazy is comparison. How they say that comparison is the thief of joy. Man, I used to compare myself. This is how bad it was for me. Let me just break it down for you. When I would compare myself, I would choose people that were in completely different categories than me to compare myself to. One person would be like Drake, for example. And I know somebody's like, what are you talking about, bro? You're insane. And I know. But I would see somebody like that, and say what you want about Drake, his music or whatever, but you have to admire the businesses that he's built and the team that he has, because it is pretty impressive, right? And how much money this guy's been able to bring in with his brand. And that's aspirational. You aspire to have that kind of growth. So I used to get caught up in getting all depressed and down because I'd be comparing myself to somebody like that, which is crazy. It just doesn't make sense. And I do this other thing where I would start searching up how old people are to see when they would achieve their success, which is also dude, there's different paths for everybody. So don't be like me. I'm not like that anymore, but don't do what I was doing. I'm also so out of my element right now with my workout routine because I usually don't come this early. And you can probably see behind me over there, it's just packed with people right now, and people are starting to come in. and I want to go grab a bench, but trying to figure out how I'm going to film over there. It's going to be a little tricky. I don't like to be in the way of people. I like to be very considerate, so I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. So, I don't know. We'll try and get a bench at some point, but because I usually don't go from like chest to triceps like that. Like, I don't do flies and then triceps. I don't even start with flies. Flies I actually end my chest workouts with. But because there's so many people and the benches are taken, I'm just gonna have to wait, because I usually do incline because it's the hardest. Then I do decline, and then I do flies. And then at the end, I usually do my triceps to like finish them off, so. Gotta make do with what you got. All right, we lucked out. Got a bench. Still packed, even though it probably doesn't seem like it, but we've got it. So that's all that matters. Let's push these this way. Come on. There we go.
Training, or are you taking videos, or what?
Yeah, just documenting. It's better than having somebody else hold it for you. You don't have to bother them, you know what I mean? So I just have the gimbal going, and yeah, it works pretty well.
Go for the PR when it's on video, right?
You know, it's funny you said that. I was just telling the video when I was on my way here, I don't even train for PRs. So it's funny you mentioned that. It's just to document the process. But also, right now my weight is fluctuating between like 180, 182. And it took me the bit of the end of 2023 from like September to December to gain 10 pounds of muscle using the stack that I've talked about it before in a previous video. But ever since I hit that extra 10 pounds, like I've kind of just been maintaining it. Like I haven't really planned on pushing anymore. Like I don't eat enough to push it more to like 185 consistently than 190. But I'm only 5'10", so it's like I don't really need to be like 200 pounds for pushing it. So I'm happy in the 180s. I also like being fast. I like having speed, so speed, size, it's like, what if you could be strong and fast? Yeah, take that one to the bank, yeah. Said I don't train for PRs, but I do a lot of weight, push for high intensity, and sometimes train till failure. I've heard like it doesn't really matter if you train till failure or not, so I'm testing different things. You gotta test different things. So right now I'm testing, is that 6 to 8 rep range pushing and like at a high intensity, is that fueling my growth? You know, getting my muscles to pump that much better. So I don't know. Also, I just weighed myself while I was off camera. It says 184, minus the couple pounds of shoes and what I'm wearing. I mean, what I'm wearing is lightweight, but still probably 182. So I was correct from what I was saying before. But anyways, all right, last one. Hopefully the camera can capture the tries here. The tries done. Also don't want to be in the way of people, so try and get this done ASAP. This is probably my favorite tricep exercise we're about to do right now. How's that camera? That's good enough. Shit. Wait. Let's bump this up to 65. I gotta hurry back though, because I'm trying to get I got some food in me. I feel like I talk about food all the time. It's true, I'm just hungry. I'm just hungry for it. Doesn't matter what it is. Sales, clients, growth, food, dessert, whatever, gains, yeah. Just throw it on my plate, I'll eat it up. Just an absolute dog. Today's been a solid day. It really has. Like, I just feel like I've been just sharing sauce, the value with team, clients, and their team, you, just getting just gems, you know what I mean? Just giving it. And in return, what do I get? A good pump at the gym. It's a good day. That's a great day. Just working towards something that you want to work towards. And good exercise, good health. What's the quote? A healthy man asks for many wishes. The dying man asks for one, or something like that, which is his health back, something like that. Not to be healthy is a privilege. Is it a privilege? I mean, I guess so. Because you could have been born in an unhealthy place and not get the healthiest of food or care or quality of life. So, was there a form of luck in your life? For sure. I think you're blessed in more ways than others. Like, I was born in a first world country. I mean, where I'm from is kind of going the other way. It's kind of going, third world, but that's for another discussion. We have to get into that right now. But originally when I was born here in the Great White North, it's pretty good. I mean, the economy was better back then. I mean, to put things into perspective, when I was coming out of high school, my parents were still giving me the idea of buying a house. Now we don't do that now. We rent until we can buy. Until you know you can buy. Most people don't know they can buy and they're still buying. It's an image. They're trying to look good to everybody else. I don't care to rent for a while. Don't bother me one bit. I don't have to pay property taxes and worry about my AC breaking and all that stuff. Landlord will handle that for now until I have my own real estate, which will definitely be a thing because I actually like really good pieces of real estate, like really fine made pieces of property that people build, architecture, land, unique spots, unique builds, views. Seen those houses in Cape Town? Unbelievable. Those views are just like the infinity edge pool looking over the ocean. What's it called? Lionhead Mountain or something like that. Beautiful. Beef collagen in the protein shake. Whole milk. I think so. I gotta check that. Whole milk. Just like I said, don't ever second guess yourself. Burn that in your brain. Whole milk. And then we've got some of that ISO whey. Oh, almost put that in here. You ever do one of those things where you put the milk back in the cupboard and your cereal in the fridge? I don't eat cereal, but you know what I'm talking about. So, whatever. Anyways, today was a good day, and I hope you had a good day too. That's it for today. And go kick ass tomorrow. There you go.